Hey guys, my name is Josh and welcome to my YouTube channel. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for the audio quality. I didn't figure out a way to really work my mics. I've got like two different mics to use and tried setting them up and each one looked awful with this shot that I'm going for here. So I just slapped these on and I think I'm going to do it like this. But anyways, with the release of my new song Flash a few days ago, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea for me to take you guys into the project that it was created in. This project has over 50 hours clocked on it. That's just this project. I actually did a separate one for the mastering. I'll show you that too. But yeah, I thought that I would take you guys into this project, show you how it was created. If you are a fellow music producer, maybe you can learn a thing or two. I'll share some tips with you. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So looking at the big picture here, we can see this is the main playlist. This is where the magic happens. We zoom in, we can see the individual tracks here. I have each one individually labeled. And all of this so far is just the music project. This is the vocals that I recorded down here. As you can see, this is max zoomed out, so that is quite a few audio recordings here. Yeah, I'll take you through all of it. But yeah, starting right at the beginning here, you can see, I'll just play it for you guys. So there's that. That is the intro. Whoops, that's the intro to the song. And as we can see, I have a bunch of different instruments. So first one would be glaze. This is a really good instrument from Native Instruments. I use a lot of their stuff. Pretty much everything in this project was done by Native Instruments with their stuff. Really good quality stuff here. But yeah, glaze too, I'm using cherry on top, which that instrument you can like, it's got like different ad-libs built into it, but the main lead, I just drew that down, and you can see that right here. Just drew that in there, and as you can see, it's muted. Reason being is to save CPU, as you can already see at the top here, a CPU usage, which is the processing used by FL Studio. So you can see that's already hit 63 with everything I've got going on. And when it hits 100, it's not a fun time. But yeah, I export these as audio, kind of as we like to call committing it or consolidating it. It basically helps with CPU. But yeah, this is the actual MIDI I drew in, and this is the audio. That's why it looks like that. So that is the lead. Right there. Nothing too much, you know. Then we have the next instrument here is the Vox vocal. I always name my vocal stuff that. And the way I did this, let's see, I'll show you the instrument firsthand. Right here. Once again, shouldn't surprise you what it is, based on the name. Barn Burner, that is the preset. It's really hard to hear right now. And the reason being, I put a filter on it, because the original sound is like this. Oops, like this. I thought it'd be pretty cool if like it faded in, so. this is just the equalizer. This is manipulating the frequencies. So yeah, that's what that instrument is. I really like that. It was at that point, like when I started this entire project, I just put that first lead down, and I didn't even know what direction it was going in. I was thinking it was going to be like a smooth, kind of slow R&B track or something like that, but it was at the point when I put this down. I already knew what direction it was going in. I think I sat up till like 2 a.m. writing it after that because like I was just like on such a roll. But anyways, once again, same deal. Commit it as a audio form so that it doesn't take up too much CPU. Let's see, the next one is the glaze pad. Same instrument. I won't take you through it unless you want to like see the preset. The glaze pad is dirty rice. And once again, I got a filter on it. So doesn't really do too much, but it helps a bit, I guess. Like it kind of muffled at first, and then it becomes more airy when that filter goes up. But yeah, same deal there. With them layered. Pretty good. So yeah, next one in the instrumental would be the Rhodes. I named it Rhodes, but I don't think it's a Rhodes at all. I think it's just like, yeah, it's this. It's maybe like a Wurlitzer or something like that, or something along the lines. It's just electric piano. I call it Rhodes to simplify it. Really good warm sound out of that. Same deal. I put a filter on it. The cutoff frequency for the equalizer here. Actually, I just used a filter for this. I didn't use EQ. It's the same thing anyway. Just modulate the cut knob. If you're wearing headphones, you can probably tell it just got a little bit brighter. Let's see. After that, we have the piano. Yeah, so I just played that in right over here with the piano. As you can see, here's the MIDI for it. I get really frustrated when I play piano because I'm not really the greatest at using my fingers for that. But if I mess up any notes, I will just go back in here and play some. Like it's no big deal. It's actually easier for me. Some people it would be harder to place it, but for me it's easier to place it. But I want to maintain some form of realism, so I'll just play it to the best of my ability. And that piano sound is probably Nor. Yeah, I always use this piano in like every song. One of the greatest sampled pianos I've ever heard. Better than Keyscape in my opinion. But the bass. This is where everything starts to make sense, because listening to everything up until this point without the bass, it's really hard to make sense of it. It just kind of sounds like these chords don't even go together. Okay, maybe it does a little bit, but it makes more sense with the bass. The bass makes everything come together. And of course, I started it high on purpose, because this is actually signed like a sub bass, you could say. I started it really high on purpose, so it's like kind of tricks people. That's why the waveform is really small right here. But then it gets really bigger right here. This is where it goes down. You'll hear it. Right there, that's where everything kind of goes smash. But yeah, once again, just drew in the MIDI. That is actually, wait, that's wrong. This is the correct bass. Retro machines, yeah. Pretty much everything I'm doing is in Contact. Some people don't like to use this type of stuff for basses. They'd rather use synthesizers like Massive or like not sampled instruments for basses, but it works just as good. Yeah. Let's see. After that, we have just a simple E lead. I use this in like every single song, and it is nothing special. It's just a built-in FL Studio DX10. It's like a replica of the DX10, I guess, by Roland or whatever. It's like an old synthesizer. But I just use the preset. Where's it at? I use the preset E flute. Yeah, I go to E flute, it's right up there. And I just adjust the attack, decay, release, make all my settings look like this. Go over here, turn the envelope on, make my settings look like this. And it basically turns into like a, well, that has reverb on it, obviously, but it's just like a really nice lead. So, one of the simplest things you can ever do. And this is just an automation, modulates the vibrato there. So, and a lot of the little effects throughout this song are the E lead, and I'll show you that here. Like this, the way it falls. And throughout the entire song, these little blips. Like that. And you hear how that reverb kind of tails off? That's something that you don't really want too much of in music production. In certain genres like this, you want everything to kind of hit and snap, so you kind of automate. This right here is an automation of the reverb track. I've got a reverb here on that, got an equalizer on that, and I'm just automating this right here, which is a volume knob, master volume for the reverb. So every time you see this line right here drop off, no reverb tail, but you still get that like airy sound. That's the way I like it. Anyway, I think that might be it for the intro. Oh yeah, bird sounds. I put bird sounds in it. Just like, why not? So yeah. So this is where everything kind of drops. I won't walk you through the instruments you've already seen, I guess. You already know Glaze Vox. It's the same instrument. It's just I drew in different chords, as you can see. These are all the different chords that I drew in. And I just layered it. That's like one of the keys, you gotta layer the stuff, so I only had Glaze Vox and Glaze Pad, Rhodes and stuff in that first one. As you can see, there's new tracks, so now Glaze Vox 2. Just went back into Glaze because that's a great instrument. And I found another preset. This one is Boy Please. So another layer to go with it. Glaze Vox 3, same idea. Went over here, Fried Okra. I just liked those, so fried okra, everything together with that. Glaze pad, this is the same pad you already heard, but this time it's layered with these stabs. Yeah, there's that. Next we have the synth brass. It's like a kind of like a classic Jupiter or Juno type of synth. I know it's for the retro machines with contact, poly brass. So yeah, that's like one of the most stereotypical synth brasses you can get. Rhodes, piano. What's the one difference is that with the piano in the beginning, it's very soft, but I slammed it on the verses and the chorus because I've got a duck-in side chain. I want to show you that soon. But I just slammed it, so it's like, and also chopped it off. There's no tail end muddiness. So yeah, that's everything layered up here so far. I already see it's already sounds so much more full with those layers. So this is probably the star of the show for this entire song. It's gonna be the main bass here. Let me close all my other things here. Okay, main bass. So this this is crazy. I drew all these different notes in here, and it all does different stuff. I'm gonna take you into this, but this is the bass I use, sessionbassist.com bass. It's not a real bass. I didn't actually play the bass. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, we got different articulation. We got open, muted, flageolet, slap and pop. And I used a mixture of all of them. So, let's see. This is how the bass comes in, of course. Of course, yeah, pretty grooving. If we look at the MIDI into that, I just placed, I'm going to actually turn off, if I can, I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to turn off that audio, because like I said, it's consolidated, so I'm going to let you hear exactly what I heard when I was making it, so. It's substantially lower volume. I'll turn it up some. Yeah. So basically all these things down here represent like C3, D3, D sharp 3. All these represent different articulation changes. And also slides and stuff. You want it to sound realistic, not keyboard played. So this instrument is great because it allows you to do that. And if we look at this while we play it, we can see these little tabs right here, open, muted. We can see some of them change. Yeah, so I went from open to slap and pop. So yeah, that's pretty much how I did the bass. It might seem complicated, confusing. It can be. It used to be for me. Still is sometimes. But as long as you are aware of the articulations that you can do, then it all works out. But yeah, I added some processing on that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the exact processing I did for each one of these instruments because, like I said, I already printed it. I've already consolidated it with those effects on it, baked it, as you could say. So it wouldn't use up extra processing. But I can show you what I can explain some of it. Yeah, that's the bass track. Guitar. When the chorus drops. Oh, I need to turn that bass down. I'm sorry for you guys if it's like loud. Wearing headphones, I'm not sure if it is or not. I can't really tell. Yeah. So yeah, there's a guitar right here. This guitar is right here. The electric vintage. Like I'll tell you, all of this stuff is just with Contact. Contact is really good with the libraries and stuff. So electric vintage. And I'm pretty sure I just like did open hits on that. Yeah. This is the guitar. Um, I do know for a fact I put guitar rig on this, which is an effect. I don't have it anymore. I don't have any processing on this, as you can see. There's no processing. But I had guitar rig up here, and it was um, a certain effect rack. I'm not even sure what it was. I kind of made it myself, but it was taking up a lot of processing, so I just went ahead and baked it. Um, yeah. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you that. What I can show you is I added some panning automation to this right here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's moving back and forth from each ear. It's panning, so it doesn't just sit in one spot. Let's see what else. I did some pretty cool licks with that guitar actually. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I kind of baked that in there too, but basically I took that right there, I think, or I took when when the guitar goes like da 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 da. I took that and I sliced it like just like this, sliced it, copied it, and then made that clip unique, separate from the parent clip, and um, I just reversed it. So that's kind of why it has that reversed type of guitar sound. I reversed it and then layered it on top of it. So there's a guitar going da 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 da, and that exact same clip, it's being reversed on top of it. So that's why it has that cool effect. You can think of like Flawed Mangoes. That's a really popular artist on TikTok, Instagram. It's kind of like that style. I think that was kind of like the inspiration for it. And it's like I didn't even know it was gonna work. I was just kind of like, I'll try it out. But yeah, there's some other cool stuff with the guitar that I did later on. I guess I can finish showing you this part first. Um, and anyway, with the verse here, going back to the verse, the drums and stuff is pretty basic. Got one kick. I didn't do like a bunch of stuff like layering kicks. In EDM, you can do that kind of stuff. You can layer kicks. You can go really crazy with that. But I just kept it simple. Neutron 5. All of these, I learned this from Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth, I'm sure you all know him. I watched his course, his masterclass, and literally all he says that he does is when he's mixing any instrument, he just drops this on at Neutron 5. And basically you can uh, analyze, it like analyzes the audio that goes into it. It'll analyze the track itself, its characteristics. Like here we got kick, we got strings, brass, and stuff. And so like it'll analyze that, and based on the AI that it uses or the technology that's built into it, it will actually mix it for you. It allows you to go in there and completely tweak everything, as you can see, which I did because sometimes it's not quite there the way you want it, but yeah, it saves a lot of time, and it is probably one of the best investments that I made recently into progressing with my mixes. Um, but yeah, kick, snares, layered snares. That is something that you do. It's always a good idea to layer some snares and some claps. That's one. That's two. That's three. Going with the claps now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big clap. So all together. And that's nothing fancy. That might look a little complicated. That's nothing but just copying and moving so that make sure that it's in like the right time sync. But it's just that's all it is. No big deal on that. that's it for the drums. I like kept the exact same drum pattern except for the pre-chorus. That's pretty much it. Got some risers and stuff in there. So yeah. That is, I mean, that's basically it for the verse and the intro. Yeah, that's really it. That's the whole instrumental right there. The chorus, the only thing that I add in the chorus is thick synth. I think this is another Retro Machines. No, it isn't. 40's very own keys. It's a very beefy type of synth, so I just added that to give us more oomph in the chorus. And something else that I did do, you may have noticed that here in the beginning, the intro, I showed you this bass that was like really high up, the sub bass. And then for the verse, I showed you a different bass track, this main bass. Well, for this bass is good and it does have a lot of oomph to it, but this is like the actual deep sub bass, and so you don't want to overdo it. But basically, what I did is I layered them. So I put the main bass on top of the sub bass. So for the chorus drop, for the verse, I left it just with this bass. But for the chorus drop, you can kind of hear that extra oomph if you're wearing headphones. Right there. You can hear it go. And it just follows that bass. That is all it does. Let's see. On top of with the drums I'll add, I added one extra thing for the drums, and that is it. I just went into one of my sample packs over here, just found this like random perk. I didn't even build this, I just found it. And I think I sped it up or something a little bit. I did some EQ into it. I did put a little bit of compression on it. I don't know much about compression at all. This is like as simple as it gets. You turn it up and then squish it with this knob. That's about it. And then the Pro Q right over here just gets rid of some of those lows. Turn up your highs there. Without it. So that's about, that adds a lot to it. Without it, it would be very boring. And actually for the chorus, I did have one other thing. I added an organ roll. I placed that, as you can see here. Did the same thing, the same technique with that reverb track. With the E lead still. I think I actually routed that to the same reverb track. Yeah, it's all going to the same verb track. So yeah. And those risers are nothing big of a deal either. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, no big deal there. Let's see. For the instrumental, I just kind of went crazy with instruments. See, I switched it to flageolet there. And yeah, that's what the bass looks like. And it looks really crazy. But picture it as everything from here up is actual bass instrument. That everything from here up is actually what's being played. This down here is just triggering those different articulations. And you just want to make sure that it's triggering like a millisecond before, like see this bar right here? This note hits right on that bar. But see where it triggers just to the left of that blue mark? You just want to make sure it has that to trigger it. Otherwise it won't. Um, but yeah, this only applies to Contact, of course. I mean, you might use other samplers if you are a producer. Um, so yes, for the instrumental, let's see, violins. It's about as simple as that gets. And I added like a, I don't even know how to pronounce this synth, but it's like a Oberhauser or Oberheiser. I don't know what it is. But I basically um, layered this right here. It's just a little synth. And yeah, on top of those strings. For the strings, I'll show you the strings, don't worry. The strings, I use this, Session Strings Pro. Just that. Um, and I actually exported, I used that same synth instrument right here. I exported it once with this sound. And then I think I exported that, then changed the preset up, did something else to it, and then exported it again. Yeah, that's where I got this from. Along with the high lead. And that high lead is going to be the base station, the Novation base station. Or not the Novation, G-Force. I think it's called G-Force. I get them mixed up. But yeah, this is like their emulator of the Novation base station. Yeah. Which that's like the staple lead throughout that instrumental. And I did add a second one. What's this? Oh, I call it high lead too, but actually it's ARP. It should be named ARP. No, actually pluck. Yeah. There we go. Pluck. Okay, so that is everything from the instrumental all the way to the beginning. You have seen how that is built. Now for this, I calmed it down a bit. So you see that that EQ there is completely down, or halfway. We got that at 52%. So we can actually watch that happen in real time. Oh, it's wrong EQ. This one. And then moves back up. So yeah, the reason, like I said, I just slowed it down for a little bit, and I'll just let you hear what it sounds like. So there's that. Glaze Vox, that's the only one I had. Then I had the Rhodes, of course. Rhodes was doing this. Yeah. Piano. That's it. I drew all those in, by the way. Those aren't like some BS samples or something. And I took that E lead, like I was telling you, and I manipulated it a bit. On that second one, I lowered the pitch down a full octave, I think. Yeah, so I just pitched that sample down itself, right there. Pitched it down 1200 cents. And of course, the verb automation on it. Right there. The guitar. With everything, the way I drew that in right here. And like I said, I took the guitar rig and stuff off of it, so this is actually the clean guitar sound. That's the clean guitar sound, but with all those different effects on it. I don't think it's really that much more than just like a phaser, chorus, bit of reverb. You know, no big deal. I say that, but I don't know if you guys might say otherwise. I'm not sure. So there's that. Basic, the same risers. I'm not doing anything different. I did do this high lead. Did that with the high lead. The conga is his. It just kind of sounds like, yeah, like it says a conga. Until you lower it about 2 octaves, then it turns into like this really cool bass. It's used in a lot of pop music. Yeah, and that is just a sample. That's not an instrument. And that comes built into FL, so I just use that. Added some extra guitar chords. Drew those in with this instrument. This is the Mint, yeah, electric Mint. It's the only time I used that guitar in this project. I added some Foley. Fun fact. The actual sample name for that is somebody lighting a bong, like smoking a bong. So, yeah, just put somebody doing weed into the song. That's a cool behind the scenes thing for you. Some extra vox. This is actually cool here. So I have no idea where I got this sample. I don't even know if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I deleted it. I'll search for it a little bit here, but if I can't find it, I won't drag you guys on. Was it this? No, that's not it. Basically, I took a vocal from one of my sample packs, and I took a vocal from my sample packs and I really manipulated it. I'll never be able to find it again, but yeah, it did not used to sound like this. It was like really sped up. I think or slowed down. I might have sped it up, pitched it up a little bit. And yeah, I had to like manipulate it. I added a lot of distortion, a lot of cool effects on it. Of course, now all I've got is just this EQ and the limiter, save on CPU. But I committed it to with all the effects on it. But yeah, it is pretty cool the way it was. I wish you guys could have heard it before. And all that is making it muffled and brighter. It's just me manipulating the EQ. It's cooked into it now, but yeah. I get kind of inspiration to do that from Skrillex and Diplo doing the that one song they did with Justin Bieber, "Where Are You Now?" That one big popular lead that Skrillex used, they created was actually from Justin Bieber's voice, and it sounded like a harsh lead, kind of like this. But everybody thought it was like some sort of guitar or flute or something like that. But turns out it was a voice all along. It was really cool. So I've always loved making sounds like that. So yep, there's that, and I think that is it for that. Yeah, that's pretty much the entire second verse there. I did do some extra little things with the guitar, you know. But that's just no big deal. For this pre-chorus, kept everything the exact same as the first pre-chorus, except for this one I added this high lead. And I was actually really highly unsatisfied with this lead. Like, I couldn't decide which note I wanted to do. But I think I was like gonna. I kept trying to figure out if I wanted to go na 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 na, and na 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 na. But I finally set my mind on it. I was gonna keep it like that, but I can't tell you how many times I went back and forth with it. Um, and then other than that, everything is exactly the same. That right there, that little like, it's nothing more than me. I cut these, so just like this, I'll demonstrate what I did. Cut these, copied them over, um, and then made each one of those clips unique right there, and then reversed them so that it leads into it, and I just like fade them in. So, okay. And I copied the bridge instruments, the violins, and that synth. Not the bridge, but the instrumental, I mean. Copied those over. I did change the bass up right here. I thought it'd pretty cool to do. Yeah, just walking that down. Of course, I did the sub the same. Followed the sub on that. Other than that, the ride. If you've heard the song, you know it's simple as hell. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mute that vocal. Forgot to mute that vocal. Oh. Actually, it might not be routed properly. Yeah, it's not routed. That's why. Excuse that. Pretend like you never heard it. Yeah. Anyway. That's just me doing my vocals, and then this instrument. It's actually funny because when I did it, when I put this little like chord stab in, I told myself like before I finished and like completed the project, I was like, all right, don't forget to like EQ that and like do process into it, because like I didn't do anything. I completely forgot it. I exported, I uploaded it to the distributor, and I completely forgot everything to do with that. So that is actually an unprocessed instrument there. Let's see, is it another glaze? It is. Breaded. That's all that is. And at that point, it is just everything coming together to make the final drop. So. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else to really show for that. So I'd say that's the music project done. One thing that I will take you into really quick is this. This is probably one of the most important parts. The reason that if you look on the processor for all these, because all I've got for processing is just limiters and different stuff like that. I just have like limiters and EQs. This is like side chaining so that when the kick hits, the volume will duck down. Because like look at this from the chorus. This, and everything else hits at the exact same time of that kick. It hits. And so without those limiters, without the sidechain, it would sound like this. If I can get this to work. With the limiters and the sidechain. Basically, here's a visual representation of it. It's pushing that purple right there. It's pushing that audio down to make room for the kick to punch through. And that's why I also have a transient master on the kick to add a little bit of, a little pop in the front. So yeah, there's that. That's probably the, like, you can also, like, if you want to create your own side chains, if you're a producer, like, just look, look at my settings here. Um, that's all you need. And then make sure that you, on your kick track, your side chain into those tracks. If you're not a music producer, just don't even listen to what I just said. Um, don't worry with it, but yeah, that's all I did for that. And let's see, the next thing to go over would be the vocals. So yeah, I can do that. And I actually left a lot of my processing on these because I wasn't like, I was certain about the instruments when I was done with that. But the vocals, I wanted to kind of make sure that I had the option to go back and change something if I needed. So yeah, I will now turn these on really quick right here. So now I will just let you guys hear the vocals.
The way you look at me is unbelievably electrifying, intensifying.
Right there, you probably noticed that little blip in the effects, and that is this right here. What I used to do is I used to just put reverb, compression, everything, all of it, every effect ever, on every single vocal track, and I just used to like leave it on throughout the entire song. Reverb, delay, everything. And maybe in some cases that's good, but like I said, I followed that course by Charlie Booth, and he recommends, or said that what you're supposed to do is put everything on this effects track over here. And that's what I do. So I've got a reverb here. If it'll pull up here. Got a reverb. It's the same one I've used before, ROM, but it's set to grounded. Turn the mix all the way up because it's on this track, a separate track. Decay 1.2 seconds. Low cut, you don't want any low for a reverb. Pre-delay 41 milliseconds. Diffusion a bit. 25% modulation, 20% damp. Then I got a delay over here. Quarter right there, timing. On the straight, not dotted, triplets, nothing like that. Got the mix, 85% feedback like that. And I've got it set to ping pong, so it goes back and forth instead of just a straight back and forth delay on like right in front of you. It's going to left ear to right ear, back and forth. And then I've got an EQ there that is mixing that FX track. Or cutting out some of those frequencies so that nothing below 70 hertz comes out, and we're giving some air, boosting around 6,000 upwards. But all that I just said, and you can see it's turned down all the way. That's because I don't want that to be out right throughout the entire song, as you can see right here.
The way you look at me is unbelievably
That would sound pretty bad. So that's why I have it.
The way you look at me is unbelievably electrifying, intense.
And then it cuts off. So yeah, that's the way. Anytime you hear effects like that, it's because I've drawn them in just like that, using that down there. And I only have some of my vocals routed to that, I think. But yeah. Anyway, we'll fast forward over here. I did some. Got to say I did some layers is an understatement. But yeah.
Alright. 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 How you moving, damn it's how you moving, damn it's smooth. You got that music in your body. Yeah, you got me. Now it's only you and me. We're free to take our time. So dim those lights.
Yeah, that's the entire verse there. I was gonna add this. So dim those lights.
Dim those lights.
But I didn't like it, so I kept those out.
Dim those lights. And flash.
So yeah. Just going through the harmonies.
Flash. Flash.
Of course, see the difference in layering right there.
Flash. Flash.
That's why it's so good to layer. We got high harmony.
Flash.
high. No, that was high. That was just the high dub, so
flash,
high unison, you could say. This is the high harmony.
flash, flash,
High mid harmony,
flash,
mid harmony,
flash,
mid low harmony,
flash,
and I have others, but since this is the first chorus, I saved those for later. But yeah.
flash. And put your hips on my body, flash. Now we're just getting started, flash. With the way you shine all night.
Right there, I added a little bass. So there's your mid-low harmonies and then the lows.
Night.
I didn't even bother with lining up a lot of the stuff. Once you get into like layering 20 different vocals, it really starts to not matter with little stuff like that.
All night.
See, when you play them all together, it doesn't even matter.
Girl, you got me feeling right.
That was a pretty cool harmony. That it doesn't sound like it works at all until you add like everything to it.
Right, 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 right.
Like it sounds okay like there, like right, but then when you add this one,
Right,
it sounds like it clashes,
right,
which it kind of does, but in a cool way.
right.
Oh, shoot. Let's see. Unmute.
Right,
And then the bass, when you add the bass, it all comes together.
right,
If the bass would actually play.
right, right. When you flash,
That all kind of comes together when you add all that stuff. Oh, there's the bass right there. Sitting here looking for it.
right. When you flash,
Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that, we have verse 2, of course.
defibrillate, can't articulate the way you're flowing through my veins. Flowing through my veins. Can't stop, don't stop, just say my name.
Yeah, this is when I really started to put all those harmonies.
Just say my name.
And
With every sound you're drowning out. No, I love
like, it's absolutely insane, not gonna lie.
drowning out, drowning out, drowning out,
Like, if I just mute my main vocal,
drowning out.
it's really...
Drowning out. You know I love to make you sweat. To catch your breath, baby.
like, it still boggles my mind, not gonna lie.
It's only you and me. We're free to lose our minds. Just kill those lights. And flash.
That little laugh thing there, that was actually last minute. I didn't even bother layering that. I just like...
And flash.
And this, on the second chorus, is where I just went all out, added every single harmony. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. That's about as many as I did.
Flash. Put your hands on my body, flash. You know I like when you're naughty, flash. With the way you shine all night.
Yeah. Orchestrating that in real time can be extremely frustrating, and it was. That's probably where a good 15 hours of the project came from, was me in the closet going like, figure this out, man. Yeah.
Girl, you got me feeling right when you flash, flash for me, baby. Flash, flash for me, baby, baby.
Got those here, and these are all the different chants that I did. So, lots of layers here.
Yeah, for me.
So yeah, that's all of those. 14 different layers with everything played.
For me, baby, flash, flash. For me, baby, baby, flash, flash. For me, baby, flash. Go ahead and do it for me. Flash, flash for me, baby. Flash, flash for me.
And then of course I've got my other vocal layers right here.
For me, baby.
Oops, didn't actually solo them. Right here.
For me, baby, baby, flash.
Added different harmonies for the flashes.
Flash, flash, for me, baby, flash, flash for me, baby. Go flash your light all night. Flash.
And just did different little extras here. It was at this point where I was just like getting, I was on such a roll I didn't even bother like creating their own tracks for these different like little extras. So I just like found an empty track and slapped it up there.
La 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 flash.
I did whistles actually, like I whistled. And like kind of chopped it up so it actually sounds smooth. I had to pitch it heavily because I can't actually whistle that high. It's actually crazy because for this part, I had to go really high for this, and I have like a naturally deeper voice, and so it was a stretch to do these. Well, not that, but this one. Of course, that was probably pitched quite a bit. Once you get too high, it's hard to control. But yeah.
With the way you shine all night, baby. Girl, you got me feeling right when you flash.
And other than that, I think that's it. That's the entire project. What took me, as you can see, 52 hours here, not including even all the video and stuff that I did for it. But yeah, this project alone, right here, took me 52 hours. You got to see in 1 hour. So that is a pretty good accomplishment, I'd say. Other than that, I do have the mastering project, which I will switch to now to show you. Let me do it like this. Master. And this isn't a big project at all. It's just going to switch over here, and this is such a huge, massive project that it's going to take a little bit to close, but yeah, I definitely think it's my best work yet. In terms of my other projects, I've never made a project that was that huge. Yeah, is quite a bit. This is all the project is for mastering here. All I do is take the mix, export it with what you just heard. I get it all to a good level. So maybe on the master track here, I will get, you'll see here. I was also did the instrumental just in case, but get it to about -10 decibels, and then you export it so that it kind of looks like this, and then you put it in your mastering project. And I mean, I didn't really do too much with mastering. I just slapped Ozone on it, and this is kind of like what Neutron is, that little thing I showed you earlier. Neutron basically analyzes it and masters it for you, and it gives you full control to go and tweak it, which I did a lot of the different stuff. But other than that, it probably got a lot louder for you there. I can turn it down a bit. So now we have a full master track at 0. And other than that, one of the main things that I do, I've done since investing in some more equipment, I use this program right here called VSX. You have to have special headphones with this, and I actually have those right here. These. Oh, shoot. It's called VSX by Steven Slate Audio. If you're a producer, maybe you've already seen these on your Instagram feed or on any sort of advertisement place on social media. And it might seem like a con, um, but I took the risk to actually get them. And I mean, I can't say like I've never been in a studio like that before, and I'm never like focused. I mean, I've been in a car. It replicates basically the sound of being in the studio. Like this exact studio, it replicates you listening to music on those exact speakers right there. Um, and it has so many different rooms you can go to, and basically the whole purpose is you check your mix. Check your mix, check your master. You want to make sure it sounds good, not too bass heavy. And I can definitely say, because like I have these speakers right here, um, even on these, I've always mixed with headphones, and I love mixing with headphones. Even though the headphones I've been mixing on for years have sucked. I'd mix on headphones like these. These are like gaming headphones. So, um, but basically, I would mix on these and I still wouldn't be completely satisfied. I've not been satisfied with my mixes until the past 2 projects I've done. This being one of them, 2 or 3 projects I've done using those headphones. And I've, like, for the first time, I'm actually starting to get genuinely satisfied. Like, it's really good quality, and they've got like 2 different ones. They've got the VSX Essential, VSX Platinum. I went ahead and jumped all in with the Platinum, but yeah, I'm not like sponsored or anything. So if you guys like, if you're a producer and you are struggling with your mixes, you are self-taught like me, this is like probably one of the best investments I've made to get those VSX headphones, because it really does. You don't even have to go to the car to check your mix. You don't have to have this fancy equipment to check your mix. And like it won't help you become a better, like a better mixing engineer, I'd say. Like you still have to have the skills to like make it sound right. But basically this software, this program, um, this allows you to make sure that it is right, what you're doing. If it makes sense. It might not make sense to you, but anyways. It doesn't work, that software doesn't work with any other headphones. You gotta have those headphones, the VSX Platinums or Essentials. You pick them up from Sweetwater somewhere. But anyway, um, with that said, with everything covered, as you can see, that is how I do my projects. It's pretty in-depth, I think. I'm not the best at explaining things like this, and I haven't in a long time. I did do that one series about like how to make your own music like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've come a long way even since then. So this is all, I'm just trying to do my best to explain it to you guys, and I hope you somewhat found it interesting, entertaining. Maybe you could learn a thing or two from it. But yeah, I'm not going to be the type of person to like withhold a bunch of secrets and stuff when it comes to making music and stuff like this, because like if you want to know, learn, then just like, why would I stop you or withhold that? I'm not going to say, oh my god, you're going to learn my secrets. Like I don't even know what I'm doing, man. Like when it comes to creating, I don't have like a secret plan book that I'm using. So yeah, that is how I do it. And it might not seem like that it actually took 50 something hours, or maybe it does to you. Some people might say, yo man, you're lying, you did that in 10 hours or something like that. It took every bit of 50 hours. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you found it entertaining. Maybe you laughed at me a little bit, I'm not sure, but I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I might not do too many videos like this, But like I said, this is where I post all my music. This is where I'm gonna be uploading all my visualizers, all my music videos, anything like that. You can follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. The link for that will be in the bio. Uh, yeah, YouTube, Spotify, of course. All my links will be in the bio. So I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.